Hey guys, welcome to my channel. In today's video we're going to be talking about the case of Thomas Brown. Thomas Brown was born September 13th, 1998 in the town of Pampa, Texas. In 2006, Thomas attended school in the town of Canadian, Texas, which was a very small town with a population of a little over 2,000. Thomas was class president for 2 years and he was a lifelong member of the First United Methodist Church. After high school, Thomas planned on going to college to become a sports broadcaster. Thomas's personality was known to be very witty, very funny, responsible. He was able to hold a conversation well, and he got along with peers, including adults. He had a caring heart, and he stood up for those who couldn't. The day before Thanksgiving in 2016, Thomas spent the day with his mother Penny and his brother Tucker. Tucker and Thomas were very close, and Tucker was home for the holiday. Around 6 p.m. that night, Thomas asked his mother Penny if he could go hang out with friends. She said yes. He also asked her if he could use her debit card to get some gas, and again she said yes, and he went on his way. Little did Penny know this would be the last time she would ever see her son. Shortly after Thomas left, Penny sent him a text which he didn't reply to. Penny wasn't too concerned about this because she just figured that Thomas was driving. Thomas and his friends were known to park their cars at either middle school or high school, and they would drive around in a single car. Thomas's friends reported about 11:20 p.m. that night they returned to the middle school and Thomas left. At 11:28 p.m., Penny's debit card was swiped at Frank's Oil and Gas. It's important to know that Frank's Oil and Gas wasn't a typical gas station. There was no convenience store and there were no clerks. It was strictly just gas pumps and oil pumps. There was also no surveillance cameras. Thomas's curfew was at midnight, and he was known to never break curfew, and most of the time he would actually return home early from curfew so he could play some video games with his friends. When midnight came around and Thomas didn't return home, Penny became very worried. Shortly after midnight, Tucker, Thomas's brother, texted Thomas and asked him where he was. The message was delivered to Thomas's phone but was never read. Around 12:10 a.m., Penny grew even more worried after not hearing a reply from Thomas, so she decided to text him herself, and again, the message was delivered to Thomas's phone but was never read. Around 12:15 a.m., Penny texted Thomas one last time, and this time the message was unable to be delivered to his phone, which typically means that his phone was either dead or off. Somewhere between 12:15 and 12:30 a.m., Penny and Tucker decided to go do some searching for him. They went to typical places that he liked to hang out. After driving around and having no sign of Thomas's car, she decided to call his friends. At 2 a.m., Penny called Thomas's friends, one of which did not answer their phone. The others were very surprised to hear that Thomas did not get home safely that night. Somewhere between 2 a.m. and 3:30 a.m., Penny called the sheriff's office. At 3:30 a.m., Penny and Tucker returned home from their search, sadly with no sign of Thomas. Shortly after Penny and Tucker arrived back home, a deputy from the Hemphill County Sheriff's Office arrived at their house. Fortunately, Tucker knew where Thomas's girlfriend lived, so together him and the deputy went and searched. Around 6 a.m., the deputy and Tucker returned home, again with no sign of Thomas. Sometime shortly after dawn, one of Thomas's friends and her father went up into a helicopter that they owned, and they spotted Thomas's car. Thomas's car was found near some sewage ponds about 4 miles from his home. Thomas's phone, laptop, backpack, and car keys were missing from the car. After further investigating the car, there was a smudge of blood found, a .25 caliber shell casing, and a debit card belonging to a Michael. The debit card was later found to belong to, I'm going to look down so I get his name correct, Jeff Castleton, which was a teacher at Thomas's school. Keep his name in mind because it will be relevant when we come to our theories. Jeff Castleton, I hope I'm pronouncing his last name correctly, was a teacher in Canadian, Texas. Less than a week after Thomas's remains were found, Jeff Castleton committed suicide with a .25 caliber pistol, which was the same caliber shell casing that was found in Thomas's car. It is also to be noted that the debit card that was found in Thomas's car belonged to Jeff Castleton's son, Michael. That is all the information I have for you guys today regarding this case. Please remember that this is an open investigation and there are families out there, so please be sensitive in the comments. It's very important that we keep Thomas's name out and that one day he can get the justice that he deserves. I hope you guys enjoyed my first YouTube video. Thanks for watching. Bye.